Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nuuli Forged, the Tomb of Kelinar. Ooh.
Ooh.
Welcome. My name is Jared. I am the humble dungeon master here. Enjoy this fancy new layout we've got. Hey, I've got it. Thanks for the Pikachus. Always nice to see you, buddy. Best mod around right there. Uh, with me are two. They're not misfits for the next little bit. We don't know what they are. We'll find that out. But we've got two of our players here. So let's introduce yourselves, your characters. Just a little tease, quick peek, and we'll get all the fun stuff down once we get started here. For those of you who may not have joined us previously, we are a 5e Dungeons and Dragons homebrew stream. We normally have a campaign that we are playing in, but due to a lot of summer travel and scheduling issues, we decided that we would pause that campaign and we are going to play this little module that I've been writing for a while and see how everybody stacks up. So it'll be a fun learning experience for all of us. So that being said, Mike, go ahead, introduce yourself and your character.
Hello, I'm Mike. You may recognize me as Defect, the Warforged Barbarian in Nuuli Forged. But today I am playing Vivian Helen Veronica Rogers, FBI. Not really FBI, but it always feels like I should add FBI at the end of her name. But I am ex-city guard, uh, post-retirement, and my character's starting a new job as a detective bounty hunter. So that's me in this campaign.
Wonderful.
Something new.
Yeah, sounds really interesting. I'm looking forward to it. And right below you, we have the inimitable Tanner. Go ahead, introduce yourself and your character, Tanner.
Inevitable. Uh, it's more like inevitable. I'm Tanner. I'm playing Elqarim Belcrase, the half-elf artificer. I'm playing the artificer now, and and he is just gets in trouble with the law a lot. We'll say that much. And he likes to do like illegal modifications and such on his companion.
Excellent. That's going to be fun to see how that goes up.
Yeah.
Nobody picked this name. Thanks for watching tonight. Good to see you, buddy.
Nobody picked.
I don't know. Should we mention here now that we are also related?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's my aunt.
That's my nephew.
Yeah. Isn't that fun? We're doing a family dynamic this game. It's going to be a good time. What could possibly go wrong?
It's a family show now.
It is a family show. That's the tagline now. The Tomb of Kelinar. It's a family show. Well, great. And again, I am Jared, your humble dungeon master. I play everyone and everything else that is not these two. We will be rolling in another person or two as time goes by and people become available. But for the meantime, we're going to have these two glorious people start us off on this adventure. And with that, let us begin, shall we? As we begin, we see before us views of a swirling blue marble floating in the darkness of space. Far off stars glitter with possibility, answers, and the unknown. A single gray moon silently orbits this marble, and as we zoom past the gray moon through the clouds, we see the world of Nuuli below us. A world crafted as an experiment by those strange entities now called gods, and gifted with magic by one of them. In ages past, the gods broke the very gift that gave the people of this world magic, and now those pieces lie hidden away in vaults and strongholds, stored and held by those empires who rule over their domains, using their powers to aid or oppress their people. We narrow in closer and find ourselves overlooking the continent of Lorjon, the vast green expanse of the Everwood in the south, the elven lands of the Verdentious Causeway nestled between two vast inland seas towards the north. The mighty coastal power of Tideswell rules the eastern seaboard, their massive bridges connecting the many islands that can be seen as we travel past to the west and find the shining city of Sungrace, a city-state that dominates the central region of the continent. We fly ever closer, through the spiring towers constructed of various materials, stone, silver, gold, steel, in all colors, red, blue, green, yellow, pink, each one catching and reflecting the dawn's sun. We go down through the towers to the city streets themselves, zooming past the citizens in their flowing robes and shining armors. We see constructs performing menial tasks, and strange metal and crystal tubes all around the city, around every building, continuing to emit light as the dawn slowly creeps forward. We see everyday people beginning their day. But in a more ruckus area of town, an area called Rowdy Downs, we see that some folks are just ending their evening. As these early morning revelers stumble out of the various taverns, pleasure houses, and all-night eateries, we focus in on 3 figures walking down a particular street towards a particular building. We see 2 humanoids, a half-elf and a human, being accompanied by a 4-legged mechanical form. Walking down these clean but stained roadways made of perfectly fit cream-colored stone, past drunken revelers, lovers stealing a last kiss goodbye, and children heading out on their way to their educational responsibilities, we find our focus. These 2 companions, you might say. Rowdy Downs is not normally an area where we would find these 2, but there have been rumors circulating about missing people, and people do not go missing in Sungrace. One of these 2 has contacts in the arcane eyes of the city, and has used them to learn of a location, a tavern in Rowdy Downs linked to each disappearance. The rumors vary, but all agree that 2 well-known groups of would-be heroes, the Scarab Delvers and Prize Above, disappeared after taking a job from the Bobbin Beholder. The obvious place to start is with the owner of the tavern, one Bartholomew Holder. And as we see ourselves walking down these perfectly fitted streets, Mike, would you like to describe your character, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So Vivian is 65 years old, with graying hair. It used to be very full black, but it's graying now. She's dressed in, a studded leather garb that's like covers her fully. And she's taking a drag out of her cigar.
I love her.
Very cool. And standing next to this middle-aged woman, we see Tanner. Go ahead, describe your character.
Elqarim is about, average height. Brown hair, kind of like a bit of a much fuller beard than I can grow, but just around the cheeks and chin. Has like some goggles on his head and a couple of grease stains that he might have missed from when he was tinkering. Dressed in some I can't say scale mail, hefty armor. But has a bunch of like tools and trinkets and stuff like that are attached all around his waist.
Very cool. And bounding along beside you is your little friend, your little steel defender. Would you like to go ahead and describe it?
Robo-Corgi. His name is Stefano.
He looks up at you and goes, clank, 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 which is the best he can do. You haven't found a proper voice modulator yet, but someday soon you'll figure it out.
got to be one somewhere.
Yeah. But his mouth opens and he wiggles his elongated butt and looks up at you expectantly.
I don't know. What does he eat? I pat him on the head and give him a bolt.
And he chomps it down. So, as you make your way through these streets, people are running all around you in various directions. You find yourself outside of a building that is well maintained. It's small, kind of quiet looking, with a big sign that is flashing in colored lights that says Bobbin Beholder. And it's one of those like neon signs where it's like bobbin, 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 kind of right up above one another, so it looks like it's moving.
That's so cool. Very, I don't know, tech noir.
Yeah. One of you might have a good idea about how it works, but you find yourselves here at the Bobbin Beholder. As you enter in, you immediately notice, being fairly early, most of the clientele from the previous night has cleared out, so the day drinkers haven't arrived yet. But immediately you recognize where this tavern gets its name from, as the major image of a beholder kind of bobs up and down right next to the door as you open it, and it says, "Welcome to the Bobbin Beholder," as it just kind of bobs up and down each time, and each time you pass it, "Welcome to the Bobbin Beholder."
That's a bit annoying.
It's what a crazy world we live in.
Yep. Many chairs up on tables, stools, kind of mostly up on the bar. It is evident that it has recently been cleaned. But nevertheless, there is a human man of middle years, dark skin, bald head, but with kind eyes and a big belly, working his way through the glasses, just kind of making sure things are cleaned and just kind of restocking them. That is the only current individual here.
Hey, well, first order of business. I'm going to turn to my nephew. I'm going to say, hey, look, if your mother is going to drop you off and have me babysit you, there's only one rule you need to follow. I'm going to slap him really hard on the back. And I'm going to say, stop slouching.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry. It's the tinkering position.
And then with that, with authority, I walk over to this guy cleaning the glasses.
Mm-hmm. He eyes you as you approach. Not quite open yet.
I'm not here for drinks.
Then we're definitely not open.
We're here for something else. I imagine that the bulletin board that has the job posting is inside the tavern. Right?
If it exists, yeah.
If it exists, okay. So I'll say, I'm here in regards to two parties of people who have disappeared. They had taken on a job posting that was listed here inside your tavern. Perhaps you know these groups. They are the Scared Delvers and the Cries Above.
I know them. They used to drink here pretty often. And yeah, they both took the same job and ain't seen none of them since. That's all. But people aren't up to snuff. They shouldn't take a job.
Is the job posting still here?
Who are you again?
I'm Vivian Helen Veronica Rogers.
Should that mean something to me?
I had a very high rank in the city guard here.
Oh, well, why didn't you say this was an Arcane Eyes investigation?
X arcane eyes. Elqarim's just gonna mumble to himself.
I'm gonna nudge. If my nephew's right next to me, I just nudge him.
Oh,
Let me do all the talking. My apologies. That's not.
He looks at you as you mumble and what's that, son?
nothing. I have a bit of a frog in my throat today. It's been stuck from my.
I'm gonna turn to Elqarim and say, rule number 2: no mumbling.
Sorry.
Is this
There
like
we go.
is this like a cadet you're training?
You could say that, yes.
Well, if you want things to go easier next time, you might start with the whole like I'm part of the Arcane Eyes thing. It'll help out a lot. Anyway, the bulletin board's over there. And he points to the far wall.
Okay. So I'll leave him be for now, and I'll head over to the bulletin board.
Yeah, you see a couple of different ones up there. Go ahead, make either an investigation or perception check.
Right, first roll.
First
of this
roll.
little mini campaign.
Oh, Jared. By the way, we can see your roll.
Investigation. Let's go with
Thanks.
that. All right, 15.
Cool. Yeah, you walk your way through a couple of things pretty easily. Doesn't seem to a lot of the stuff is very low level, like rats in the cellar kind of stuff. Like not a big deal. But you do find one that has a couple of different levels of reward because each time it's crossed off and it increases. And it reads, seeking strong persons to investigate and recover a missing item. Must be strong of mind and body. Those interested, please present yourself to the wizard Thessaly at the cottage tower. Reward, 500 gold pieces, crossed out. 1,000 gold pieces, crossed out. 2,000 gold pieces, crossed out. 3,000 gold pieces, written fresh.
That's
Oh.
a fair amount of gold.
Yes, it is. I'm going to tear it off the bulletin board so that no one else interferes with this investigation. I think if there's anything else I would want to ask the bartender. But I don't think so.
No?
I can't know. I'm not a real life FBI agent. I don't know what else to ask. Because I feel like the information is right there. We have to go see the Wizard Thessaly. I imagine he's the one that put up the posting. Yeah, I think I'm good.
Cool.
So it gave the location, right?
It says Cottage Tower, and there's an address.
Cool.
So yeah, so you have that in your hand.
Yeah, I have it in my hand, and I don't know. I'll turn to my nephew and ask, are you thirsty?
I'm good at the moment.
You sure you don't want some juice or milk?
I'm a bit older than that.
How old are you? It's been so long since I've seen you.
23.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what happens when you stop talking to my mom.
Your mother stopped talking to me.
That's not the way I heard it.
Really? And what did she say?
Let's just talk on the way over.
Very well. I say goodbye to the bartender, and I guess we'll exit.
He nods, and off you go. So it's not going to take you too long to get where you need to go. Probably about half an hour, which in Sungrace is not a long time because Sungrace is a massive, sprawling city. And there are towers, and there are many ways of travel. You can walk, you can take a transit hub. It's up to you.
The transit hub.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we're never going to have an opportunity to do a transit hub, so let's go there.
Cool.
Why do I feel like that's gonna make us late?
We don't have an appointment. Just just
Gonna
It's
get
a
there
train.
pretty close to 9.
Yeah, you walk over to the local transit hub, which is a kind of raised platform that has 10 sigils on it, and each sigil has another like circle of runes around it. And there is a an operator there at a console. And he looks kind of young, like he probably got the early morning shift or either the late night shift and hasn't ended yet. But you go up to him, he's like, welcome to Sungrace Transit. How can I help you? What is your destination today?
To the cottage tower, please. 2 tickets.
Very well. The closest transit hub is about 2 blocks south. Shouldn't be too bad. Just one moment as I punch in the coordinates. And he punches a few numbers into a crystal keyboard and like pulls a lever or two and adjusts the dial. Okay, please stand on the 3rd and 2nd sigil. Oh, and that'll be 2 gold pieces.
That is 1 adult and 1 child ticket price, right?
Make a deception check.
12. Not the best, not the worst.
He looks at the half elf, who half elves can look pretty young for a long time, but he does have a beard. So he's like, how old are you, sir?
14.
Make a deception check.
No!
Sure you are, sir. Looks back to you. I'm sorry, ma'am. That'll be 2 gold.
Look at my nephew. Just fly over 2 gold pieces to the man.
Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't think I'd need to shave today.
Thank you for using Sungray Transit. Please keep your arms and possessions inside. And you see your defender clump and like curls up around your feet. It's like, oh, well, I guess it's a construct, so it doesn't have a soul, so it should still work. All right.
I pick up Stefano.
You pick him up, which he is still like a medium creature, so he's a big.
Oh, I imagine it's just like a little ankle-high corgi.
He says, all right, well, hold on. And he pulls a big lever in the middle of the console, and you feel your insides twist and pull for a moment, and then you pop out of existence as the runes glow around you, and you pop in somewhere else, in another part of town. There's another attendant there, an older woman, probably a couple years younger than you, Vivian. Oh, she's a half-elven woman. Oh, thank you for using Sungrace Transport. please mind your step as you disembark.
I'm glad I didn't have second breakfast.
And you depart the transit hub and make your way over to the cottage tower. Yeah. Cool. So, walking over to Cottage Tower. This tower is... There are a lot of wizard towers in Sungrace. It is a city of gleaming spires and towers, so it is not out of place. But it is a little different. Instead of a slender tower of some kind of strange material or weird color or pattern, this tower appears to be built like a small country cottage, except it is extended hundreds of feet in the air. The grounds immediately surrounding it, leading up to it, are open, green, and pleasant, with many different types of colorful flowers lining a well-maintained, yet sort of meandering stone pathway. Up to a nice, friendly, welcome-looking cottage door on the base of the tower.
That's an interesting tower, to say the least.
Must be compensating for something.
I don't know what to say to that. Are you gonna go knock? Or are you just gonna admire their flowers? I know you are getting to the gardening age.
Nothing wrong with having a green thumb. Walk to the door and I'll knock. With authority.
Okay, so...
Everything's with authority with me.
All right. A few moments later, a human female kind of cracks open the door. Goes, "Yes, can I help you?
Looking for the wizard Thessaly.
What is this concerning?"
And I'll hold up the job posting. The quest.
Oh, just one moment. And the door kind of closes, and you hear you hear some strange noises. And then the door opens again, and you see that this woman, she's probably in her late 40s or early 50s. She's got blonde hair and like a long, thick braid over one shoulder. There's two streaks of silver kind of glinting and tied into the braid. And she's got a simple silver circlet around her head, kind of helping hold the hair back. You can note that the circlet is inscribed with like tiny little runes etched in. She's got blue tinted spectacles that she's wearing and green robes that glint with blue metallic threads. She seems thin, as like she forgets to eat. More so than she would if she ate regularly. She probably wouldn't be as thin. But she welcomes you in. Please do come in, right into the sitting room, and she shows you in. Upon entering, you can see it is appointed like you would imagine like grandma's country cottage to be appointed. There are floral patterns on the couches and the chairs. There's throw pillows with like doilies over the arms of the chairs and everything. There's like hand knitted throw rugs over every piece of furniture. There's a puffy ottoman that's got one of those things around it that's like got a bunch of pockets and pouches, so you can like store stuff in it. And there is also another figure there. There's a halfling woman sitting there in purple robes. Please do come in. This is my friend Targle. She was visiting me for breakfast. I am the wizard Thessaly.
Pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
Oh, you as well. And you are?
Vivian Helen Veronica Rogers.
Pleasure to meet you.
Elqarim Belcrase, but you can just call me Belle.
Oh, well, very good, Belle. It's wonderful to meet you. And who is this little fellow? And she, like, pets Stefano.
That's Stefano.
Fine specimen indeed. You must be quite the tinkerer.
Yeah, and made it myself.
Ah, excellent. Very good, very good. Uh, well, so you're here about the job?
What can you tell us about this job?
Oh, well, please do sit down. And she arranges seats and, oh, would you like tea
Scotch, please.
this early in the morning?
Any time of day will do.
Um, very well. And she kind of waves her hands, and you see three. Did you want tea, Bell?
I don't care. Sure.
Three cups of tea come over, or three teacups come over, and one glass comes over, and then a bottle of scotch comes over and pours itself in, and a teapot pours the other three, and she passes it out. Well, you see, once long ago, when I was much younger, I learned about a particular wizard who once lived, very famous in his day. He helped refine the necessary rituals and magics used to create constructs, and was a well-known enchanter, tinkerer, and I've sort of modeled my life around him. Anyway, I built my tower here because supposedly, in the early days of Sungrace itself, this is where his laboratory was. This wizard was Kelinar of Ibn. And was my hope that this location would prove useful to my study of magic, and quite frankly, it's worked. I've made quite a name for myself and gotten a bit of notoriety and not a few gold coins, if I may say myself. Anyway, so this enchanter Kelinar is also well known for crafting unique and special items. I found a ritual after many years of searching that would aid me in opening the doorway to the astral plane on which his tomb resides. I've spent weeks checking and rechecking to make sure that it is safe to enter, and I was hoping to send a group of adventurously minded folk to enter the tomb and recover a particular artifact that is rumored to lie with him. A jester's hat, that's all I really know. Anyway.
I'm sorry, jester's hat.
Yes.
With the bells.
I don't know if it has bells or not, but it is written down in all the research I can find that looks like a simple jester's hat.
And do you know what it's supposed to do?
Oh, no, not at all.
But it's powerful.
Well, the fact that it was crafted by Kelinar indicates that it was probably very unique, if not powerful, at least unique in its purpose.
And that's all you need from this tomb.
Yes, that's all I want. There may be other things there which I'm not particularly interested in. Originally, was offering 500 gold, and then plus whatever else you find there, it would be the adventuring groups.
Can I do an insight check to see if she's holding back any information regarding this hat?
Absolutely, go for it. Make an insight check.
Just a 12.
It's kind of hard to read, but she seems like she's offering accurate information.
So what's on this astral plane?
Well, this is sort of a pocket area of the astral plane, a pocket dimension, perhaps. I'm not entirely sure if it actually exists on the astral plane as a structure or within another structure, but as far as I can tell, anytime I have opened the doorway, there has been a single room with a kind of sloping staircase on the other side. I haven't actually ventured into it myself. But I have sent 2 parties in, and they have not returned, so I don't know what lies beyond the entryway. But I am hesitant to send more people after these last 2 have not returned at the appointed time, or any time after that, for that matter.
That sounds reasonable. You have no way to contact them.
No, my skills lie elsewhere, unfortunately.
Right.
Well, so as part of my I've upped the price because it's obviously quite more dangerous than I had anticipated originally, or the reward, I should say. But before I can properly engage anyone, I really do feel like I have to make sure people are up to snuff, if you know what I mean. At this moment, the halfling woman kind of sets down her teacup and says, "Well, since it's obvious you're going to be talking business for a while, I think I will depart, Thessaly. I will see you in a day or 2, perhaps?" "Oh, of course. Goodbye, Targle." "Yes, goodbye. Pleasure to meet you both, and you too, little one." And the halfling kind of exits the tower. So you are alone with Thessaly now. Well, pardon the interruption. So, I have a smaller job that I would just like to make sure that you can handle before I put anyone in more permanent danger. Or higher potential danger, I should say.
What is his job?
Well, it's really quite simple. There's an item known as the Key of Worth, which I've tracked down and could be useful in my research. It is not necessarily magical itself, but it could be useful nonetheless. From what I know, it is in an unoccupied keep known as Fane Hall. Just towards the more derelict section of the city, where a lot of older homes lie in disrepair and forget, because no one's really decided to keep them up much. So there's no arcane tubing in that area, but it's still Sungrace.
That doesn't sound very fun.
Well, probably not. But it should be in Fane Hall. The last living occupants were the last people recorded to have it.
Right. What does this key look like?
It is a simple brass key. No special traits about it. And it has 3 prongs on different axes. So 2 on the XY axis and 1 on the Z axis.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, what is it supposed to open?
Oh, I don't know.
You know, you seem to be searching for these things of which you don't know much about.
How can I know more about them unless I study them?
Well, surely there must be something in the notes to denote what exactly they open or do.
The hat was crafted thousands of years ago by someone who died, and the only notes that exist are coded at best. And as for the key, no one really took notes on it because it wasn't a magical item.
Coded at best. How do you mean by that?
Well, arcane researchers and enchanters, we tend to... I'm surprised you don't do this. If you don't, you should. We tend to code our information as we study and research so that others can't steal it.
Right.
If you're not taking those precautions, you really should. Your little friend here is quite an impressive feat of engineering.
Yeah, he has his uses. I have a thing. Hold on.
Okay.
So I have Eyes of the Rune Keeper.
Uh-huh.
That means I can read all writing. Does that not include coding?
So you could read it and make it understandable. That doesn't mean you would get the code correct.
Oh, okay.
So like you would you would read like apple, banana, carrot, peach, but you don't know what that code means.
Got you. Okay.
Yep.
I don't have a thing.
There is one silly rumor about Fane Hall. They say it's haunted, and there's all kinds of pranks going on in there, but I think it's just a bunch of hogwash. No one's lived there in 300 years.
Would I know anything about the area?
Make a history check.
Like,
Yeah.
That was your beat back in the day.
right?
Yeah. You can have advantage on it too, so.
Oh, 18's pretty good.
Oh, an 18 is pretty good. Oh,
A 20?
Oh, even better.
a 20 is even better. Yeah. Yeah. So the area that this is kind of like, it was fashionable about 300 to like 350 years ago, when the city was less technological. And that neighborhood was like the holdout that like didn't want the technological imports of magic. It only wanted like old school stuff. And so the families that were once lived there and were rich kind of fell out of favor in the court and high society and in business because they wouldn't get with the upgrades. So a lot of the buildings over that way are like run down, and they're not slum, but a lot of them are held in trust for like future development. But there's been no development in that area in a very long time because technically the city can't build on them until the owners admit or sign over the rights to do so. But there's multiple owners now because it's been bought and resold and parceled out, so getting any group of people to agree on one thing is just a hassle. So it just kind of sits there, and a ruined reminder of what most of the city used to look like.
Okay.
So you want us to go into a potentially haunted house, basically, is what that comes down to.
I'm sure it's not really haunted.
I said potentially.
Well, yes. I mean, surely there cannot be something that dangerous within the walls and the auspices of Sun Grace itself. So, it should be simple enough, and if you have the skills to find and acquire this simple item, then you should be able to withstand the tomb, which is on another plane of existence and potentially much more dangerous.
Right. Where's this house exactly?
She gives an address. It is on like the other side of the city. So it could take many hours to get there. Or a very expensive trip through the transit hub.
You're trying to make us broke in the mini campaign.
Hey, you're in a vastly powerful arcanotech city, and one of those things includes rapid transit, but you gotta pay for it.
It's just not two gold, 75 silver every time you
No, it has to do with distance. There is a minimum fee of 1 gold.
This is DC then.
Yeah.
That's like this.
Yeah. It depends on if you're just staying in the loop or if you're going to outer loop.
Oh fuck, I'd rather walk. Shall we shall we start heading there? Because I don't want to pay that price.
Yeah, like it would be probably in the neighborhood of like 15 gold each to get to the other side of town using rapid transit.
Yeah, fuck that.
Let's walk.
Yeah.
And perhaps we should leave now to get started.
Yeah.
Of
Since you were
course.
drinking, do you need to use the bathroom first? I know with your age, your bladder gets a bit small.
I will not dignify that with an answer. And I'll just walk right out. You guys keep up, though, all right? I may be old,
Well-
but I'm still with it.
Well, good luck. Thank you. And she sees you out. When you return, bring the key and we'll go from there. Good luck.
Of course. I'll bring a few ghosts too.
Oh, I don't need those.
Okay.
And so you exit, and she closes the door. So, Sungrace is a massive city, and like, as in, it takes the better part of a day to traverse the entirety of the thing. So you will be passing by many wizard towers and massive buildings, and even the like low-born in Sungrace live in decent housing. The city-state does take care of its people fairly well, and the Empress uses a variety of magics from her divine heritage to ensure peace and prosperity for her people. She takes it very seriously, as has her line for countless generations. So, you spend the day passing through. You stop for lunch at a little cafe, have a little nosh, and continue on through gardens and parks and past businesses selling all sorts of wares. You pass humans and orcs and half-orcs and goblins. All of those individuals who are part of Sungrace are all wearing a similar style of fashion. Robes are very in right now, like not quite togas, but in a similar style. They have kind of mid-collar high, like a mid-collar, mid-neck collar, and kind of flowing robes, and tight sleeves. So like most of the pockets are like inside the robes. So it's very kind of flowy in a way. It's kind of weird, but hey, welcome to Sungrace. You pass automatons being used to pull carts, to stack boxes. There's even a couple that children are actively working on, like constructing, and then they like spin for a moment and then fizzle out, like little self-spinning tops. You pass kids on their lunch breaks from their schooling. You make all your way hours later.
Sorry, just a quick question.
Yeah.
Because I'm curious. Are there any Warforged around here? I mean, you mentioned the constructs, but like someone that looks like Defect.
No.
No, all right.
He's still one
I
of
was
a
curious.
two of a kind.
No. There are humanoid-looking constructs, but none of them have any sort of sentience to them.
Okay.
Are not true sentience to them. They are programmed to do a job, and that is what they do. Moving forward, you see a few goblins in a different form of dress, which they're obviously like foreign nationals that are visiting, as well as the druidic order of orcs that occasionally visits the city from the mountains. There are a lot of different types of folk here. There are elves who have opted to spend some time here, whether that is because they have moved here or temporarily here from Tiri Ethal or another elven city. You don't know, but they are here. There are even a number of dwarves that you run across throughout your travels. Eventually, towards sunset, you make your way to an area of the city without the arcano lighting, without the crystalline tubes. It's just got old style lamp lighting, none of which are lit, and it is getting dimmer as you approach Fane Hall. Indeed, you have arrived at the appropriate area, and as the sun is setting, you see that Fane Hall lies before you. It's a run-down manor with large overgrown grounds. There's tall grass all over the place, like it obviously has not been maintained or kept up. There are broken cobblestone walkways and weeds running amok all over the place. There's vines crawling up the side of the building, over the pathway. It is a 2-story building. All the windows appear to be boarded up, or at least mostly. There might be some bits of gap in there. But it's pretty, like, decrepit house looking. You can see that there are a set of front doors on, like, a ruined porch. And you're free to approach. Cool.
You're not scared, are you?
No.
Good. Stick with me. We'll get through this. I will just see if it's unlocked. Do the doors open?
Yeah, so you step up onto this thing, and under the weight of each one of you, it like creak. There's a creak, and especially under Stefano, his metal body is quite loud against this wood. As you go
Stefano, we're gonna have to put you on a diet. No more bolts.
He looks up at you, and the little, like, eyebrows you put on him kind of go off to the side, like, sad. As you go to touch the door, you hear a caw of a raven. Caw! Caw! Spooky! Caw! Spooky! Spooky! Caw! And you turn and you see just a single raven sitting in a tree, like, looking directly at you. Spooky!
Did you...
Caw!
Spooky? This is spooky.
Spooky! Caw! And it bobs its head a little bit.
I'm spooked.
You know, I never heard a raven make that noise before.
Caw! Spooky! Caw! Caw!
Man, this thing's really annoying. How high up is the tree?
It's probably like
I think-
40 feet up. Like, it's not huge.
Fuck. That's too high. I was gonna go try to... If it was like in a low-hanging branch, I was going to just hit the branch.
Oh.
Go away, bird! Is the door unlocked?
Is it unlocked?
So you go to check it, and it does appear to be locked.
All right. Pull out my thieves' tools kit.
Mhm.
And I will try to jimmy the lock.
Yeah, go for it.
Where is it?
Come on,
Where's it,
Auntie, you
Mommy?
got this.
Of course I got this. Been doing this my whole life.
I think if you're proficient, you can just use like sleight of hand or something just for the
That's what I thought.
roll.
Sleight of-
I think Jared.
Yeah, yeah.
21.
Cool. So yeah, with your thieves' tools, you tick 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 tick. Takes a moment, but you click unlock the door with your thieves' tools, and the door opens.
I think you can give some of my friends a run for their money with picking locks.
Who do you think I learned it from? I mean, not your friends, but the criminal element.
But, uh, what?
Look, I've been around. You don't get to be a city guard without having some sort of relationship with certain criminals.
Sure, Auntie. Let's get you inside.
So you enter this house. There is no illumination in the house, so it's pretty dark, and it's overshadowed by the rest of the rising city. So this entire area is kind of dark before it should be.
Hmm.
So
Your
it's
dog? Sorry, I was going to ask him, does your dog come with a nightlight?
I would love to have Stefano to have high beam eyeballs. Uh, I do keep a pair of these handy. I know you're not a huge fan of technology, but and I'm gonna hand Vivian some goggles of night vision.
okay.
Back in my day, we used to just carry around a torch.
Yeah, but you also didn't go shopping on the black market.
Shopping? No.
That's where I got most of these parts.
Well, let's try them on.
How does illegal merchandise feel?
Uh, well, I put them on. Do I instantly see through the darkness?
Yeah, you see shades of gray, and what you both see is a old foyer that is strewn with cobwebs and dust and like leaves and just detritus that you would expect. You see kind of a 10-foot wide grand staircase up in front of you, and you see rooms to either side through like big open archways.
That bird was right. This is spooky.
I've seen worse. Now, if you were a magical key, where would you hide?
Beneath the floorboards.
Then perhaps we should start in the basement area.
Sure, that sounds like a great plan.
Are there any stairs leading
Horror
downstairs?
movie. First move, go to the basement.
Not in this room.
This room?
Nope.
So right now, our only direction is to go off to the sides, go upstairs.
Yep. Either upstairs or to the left or to the right.
Let's explore the rest of the floor. We'll go left.
All right. So you go off to the left. You enter this area and you find yourselves in a little parlor. There's a big mantle and like some old rotted chairs that are kind of tipped over. Yeah. There's a old fireplace that has a bunch of like black soot scorch marks in it.
All right, well,
Yeah.
make yourself useful, and let's all investigate.
I think I've already been useful. I helped you see.
Yes, but now you're staying around doing nothing in this room. And you're slouching. Straighten up.
16, investigation.
Cool. What area are you desiring to investigate?
You said that there's the... I don't know, I'll look at the fireplace first, see if there's, like, any sort of, like, from crime books that I've read, and, sketchy shit I know, just, like, any bricks that could be buttons, or anything like that.
Yeah, so you go over to approach there while, Vivian, you're going to check out, like, the shelves, I guess? There's some shelves on one side of the room. Or do you want to investigate the furniture in the middle of the room?
Mike?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Shelves or furniture do you want to take?
Let's go to shelves.
All right, cool. So you begin investigating the shelves. So you split up to investigate these areas. Stefano kind of bounces along beside you. As you approach the fireplace, Elqarim,
Mhm.
3 bolts of fire shoot out from the blackened fireplace as soon as you get within 10 feet of it.
Shit.
And blast at you.
I
The first
I
one,
use shield.
what does that bring your AC up to?
21.
All right, so all 3 of them blast off of your shield. But that is all that happens. And
Could
as
have
you,
really hurt somebody.
yeah, it seems like you're not sure exactly what that was all about. But as you go to investigate a little bit more, you hear fluttering, and all of a sudden the room is filled with swarms of bats flying all around you. And I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative.
Set off a bat trap.
I guess so.
It was a loud,
Um,
bright noise. These bats came out of somewhere.
How do you want Stefano's initiative? Do you want?
I believe he goes on your turn after you, so he uses your initiative count. But
I'm not
it
used
goes
to
after you.
bats.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, there's my. I'm clicking on my proficiency bonus, wondering why it's not rolling. Jesus, God, I can't D&D anymore. Wow, 8. I didn't select my token. I can't even click my token. I rolled an 8.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Really, you can't select your token. Let me see if I can fix that for you. Oh, that would be why. Let's Here we go. All right. Bonk. And if you look in your
There we go.
and if you look in your journal as well, Tanner, you will see a little character sheet for Stefano as well.
Yes. Okay.
Cool. So Stefano rolled an 8. Great. Wonderful. Cool. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da. 8. There we go. All right. So, the first thing that's going to happen are these swarms of bats just kind of swarm all over you. They just fly to whoever is nearest to them. So 3 of the swarms go after Vivian. 2 of them go after Elqarim, and 1 of them swarms over Stefano. And let's take a look at a map, shall we? So you can see what's going on here in Fane Hall.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So these bats swarm around you, and they are going to attempt to bite you. First, we'll do Elqarim. I'll say you still have your shield at the moment, so it's cool.
Okay.
So 1 of them hits you with a 22. one swarm.
Ouch.
You take 5 piercing damage.
5?
5 piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. A swarm attempts to bite Stefano with a miss, and then 3 swarms attempt to bite Vivian. Vivian, what is your armor class?
It is 16.
2 of the swarms will bite you. The first swarm bites you for 5 piercing, and the next one bites you for 7 piercing.
Oh.
I was going to use my uncanny dodge.
Sure. You can half the 7 to 3.
I will do that.
Cool.
But that's the first one was 5. You said, right?
Yep. So you take 8 total
8
points of damage.
Yeah. Okay.
Very cool. All right. That is the bats. Next up, we have Vivian.
So these bats are swarming right in front of me.
They're actually swarming all around you. They have the ability to share your space.
Gotcha. Okay. In that case, I will use my rapier to attack.
Yeah, go for it.
Hold on just a second. So I'm playing an Inquisitive Rogue. Could I, as an action, bonus action, do my insightful fighting? Where I check to see the bat's weaknesses.
Sure. Yeah.
Sounds silly when I say it out loud. It's like I'm gonna stare them down and see what weakness I can pinpoint.
Yeah, go for it.
So that's my insight against their something.
Their deception. Yeah.
Deception. Yeah. Okay. Insight.
Yeah, it's going to work. They rolled a 0, so.
All right, great. So I have advantage then on this attack. So rapier. Oh my god.
An 11,
yeah,
unfortunately,
11.
will miss.
Well, no, you have advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 11 and then there's a 10.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I
11
thought that was
a higher
the
one.
damage.
No. Oh, wait. Hold on, wait. No, there's nothing else I can do then to make it better.
Yeah, unfortunately, they are too swarmy and too
it.
quick around you.
Okay, that's it. I swing and I miss.
Yep. They're like blinding you, so it's hard to fight, and you're not used to seeing things in this grayscale version of the world, so it's all kinds of wacky.
Sure, blame technology.
Elqarim.
Where's my torch?
Jurassic Park, welcome in.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Booming Blade.
Uh-huh.
I can't use that twice, right? In one turn, because I get 2 attacks.
No, it would only affect the first attack.
Oh, okay. That's what I wanted to check.
Or actually, you only get 1 attack if you cast Booming Blade. Because, like, the action is the spell, and it's part of the attack that you do.
Oh, okay.
Because casting
All
the
right.
spell is the action, but part of it includes making an attack.
Okay. I've never actually used that one, so I took it, and I was like, I'm going to use this.
Yeah, it's tricky when you have multi-attack.
Yeah. I'm only used to smites. Yeah, I'm just gonna first smack this swarm of bats, which is right in front of me.
Yeah, go for it.
Glaive. 11.
An 11, unfortunately, will not hit.
Gonna try to
Yep.
swing again.
Yeah, go for it.
A 15.
A 15 will absolutely hit. As you swing through the first attack, the bats kind of swirl around it. But the second one, you manage to cleave a few of these bats off. Go ahead, deal your damage.
10 slashing.
All right. Yeah, you slice through. You take out a couple of bats, but it's hard to really tell how much damage it did to the swarm because, you definitely felt a good, 5 bats.
Right. Okay.
Cool. Then
and then,
Stefano, yeah.
yeah. Stefano is going to. So his eyes are kind of like this nice calm blue normally. They're going to go into like a red attack mode.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to
King.
attack the swarm that I swung at.
All right, go for it. Go, Stefano.
Yeah. 23.
Yeah, he will rend apart a good section of these bats. And that's force damage. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so taking out some of the swarm. What a good boy. What a goodest boy.
Yeah, he's being good.
Cool. Anything else?
No.
All right.
Yeah, no, not yet.
All right, we are back to the bats who are going to just bite. Cool. The first swarm against Elqarim is a 17 to hit. For
Shield.
Okay. Ching! Off the shield. The second swarm also misses. And the swarm around Stefano misses. The 3 swarms around Vivian, 2 of them hit. The first one hits for 5 piercing damage. And the second one hits for 4 piercing damage.
Same thing, uncanny dodge. So
Okay.
I'll reduce that first one, I guess. So 6 total then, right?
Yep, 6 total. Very cool. All right, that is their turn. We're back to Vivian.
All right.
As these bats are swirling around you, causing chaos and havoc, and you can feel them trying to bite in your armor in the soft places.
Because I used insightful fighting last turn and it was a success, it lasts for a minute.
Yep.
Right? Yes. So let's swing at them again.
Yeah, go for it. Still have advantage on your first swarm.
A 19 to hit.
That will absolutely hit. Go ahead and deal damage.
13 plus my sneak attack damage.
Yep.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh.
Ooh. So that is 27 damage. Nice. So, kind of making up for lost time, you grab your rapier and just skewer a bunch of bats with quick pokes and thrusts, and it ends up a row of bats shish kebabbed across the blade, and you take your boot and pull them off after your attack. Good round.
Yeah, no, that made up for the last one. All right, that's
very cool.
That's my turn.
All right, Elqarim, or Bell, I should say.
All right. We're just gonna do the same thing again. We're just gonna. Actually, we're gonna move over to here to help Auntie.
All right, 2 of the swarms will attempt to bite you as you leave them.
Stefano is going to do deflect attack reaction.
Oh, what does that do?
Well, yeah, what is that?
Defender imposes disadvantage on the attack roll of one creature it can see within 5 feet of it, provided the attack rolls against a creature other than the defender.
Excellent. So this first one will be at disadvantage, which will miss. And then the next one is a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
You take 1 point of piercing damage.
Oh, no.
Very cool. All right, continue on. Going after these swarms covering your auntie?
Yep, we're just gonna swing at this one right here.
Yeah, go for it.
Flanking or no? It's a swarm.
No, because they're actually like around her specifically. Like they're sharing her space in reality, but just in terms of tokens, that's annoying.
First swing, 18.
That definitely hits.
For 8 slashing.
Glorious. Take out 4 bats. Sliced in half. One loses one of its wing and it's just flopping on the ground, dying out.
Oh no. Yeah, we're not gonna do that right now. Alright, yeah. Just gonna do another swing.
Yeah, do it up.
15.
15 will hit. Go ahead, do some damage.
13 slashing.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, you take out 6 bats easily. Just slicing him up, slicing him through, making little squeaking bat noises. Squeak! As they fall to your eloquent glaive.
Auntie, do you know how to get rid of bats in your training?
I pinpointed a weakness.
All right, Stefano.
All right. Stefano's going to attack the same swarm.
Yep, go for it.
24 for another 6 points of damage.
Yeah. Easily blasting out 6 more bats, just pawing at them like no problems. Boom. Dead. Dead bats. All right.
Yeah.
The swarm of bats that were around you continue to follow after you. Leaving one swarm for Stefano to deal with.
Oh, Lord.
Cool. So that will be a 23 to hit on the first attack.
Mm-hmm.
For 7 piercing damage.
Ouch.
And then a dirty 20 on the next attack. Wow, they're rolling well.
Yep.
For 4 piercing damage. And against Stefano, that is an 18 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
For 6 piercing damage. And around Vivian, 3 swarms attack you. Your armor class is a 16?
Yep.
None of them hit.
Oh man, all right.
All right, Vivian, it is your turn.
I didn't even know which swarm I was attacking, but I will direct my attention to the one between Elqarim and I.
All right. In between you and Belle, go for it.
Is that the one that I had pinpointed the?
I mean, they're all swarming around you, so it's like it's just in general. I'm gonna say in general you have advantage on all of them anyway.
Okay.
Because it's 3 distinct swarms that are all sharing your space.
I see. Okay. All right. Rapier attack. Woo. 27.
27 hits.
For 8.
And sneak attack.
Yep. All right. 19 total.
All right. One of the swarms. Oof. You stab like 9 more bats, like jab, 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 and fling them off, and they splat against the wall. And stab a couple more, and they fall dead. And you scrape one off and fling it towards the fireplace. And it just kind of hits the fireplace and goes back dead. One of the swarms is dead. Good job. That brings us to Belle.
All right. Fuck these bats. None of my spells that I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we're just gonna keep hacking and slashing.
All right.
I wasn't prepared for bats. 23.
That will hit. You're attacking the ones around your aunt still?
Yeah.
All right.
There.
Yep. Cool. Go for it. Roll damage.
11.
Yeah, you chomp a good 5 bats out of the air.
Second swing.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. 10.
Unfortunately, no bats fall to the might of your blade this time.
Stefano.
Yep. What you gonna have Stefano do?
He's gonna come clomping over.
All right. His bats will take a swing on him. To 17 for 4 points of piercing damage.
Alright, and he's gonna rend these bats.
All right, go for it.
26 for 4.
Yeah, nice. Good job, Stefano. The bestest of boys. I will say, Vivian, you notice that Stefano's attacks are being really effective against these bats. Whereas yours and your nephew's are working, but they're not as effective because you're trying to like melee weapons, like a bunch of little tiny flying things. But something about his attacks are very effective. And the bats, speaking of, swarm Stefano again. So that's a 23 to hit Stefano for 8 piercing damage.
Ouch.
A miss on Bell, and another miss on Bell. And then against Vivian, that is 2 hits against Vivian. 7 piercing damage on the first attack. You can
uncanny dodge.
Okay, reduced to 3, and then 2 piercing damage on the second attack. And that is the bat's turn. We go then to Vivian.
Yep. Let us attack. 27 to hit.
That will hit.
19 points damage.
Yeah, you stab another 9 bats, and in a flurry of stabbing and thrusting and knocking them against the shelves nearby and flinging the ones you've skewered off to the sides, there's just now one swarm of bats swirling around you. That brings us to Bell.
All right. Bell's going to take a step over.
Okay.
And cure wounds.
Very nice. Reach out.
For 8.
Very cool. You restore 8 points of health to your auntie.
Aw.
It's not much. There's still some bats left.
And then we've got little Stefano.
Stefano is... So... Oh, that is an action. Okay, I'm not used to reading this. Stefano is going to take the repair action.
All right.
And he is going to restore 2d8 plus proficiency bonus. Or can I click on that? Oh, I can.
Yeah.
So he's gonna heal himself 10 damage.
Glorious.
I like how that's labeled.
Yep. Yeah. So you see his like internal mechanisms begin to like whir and spin, and the various pecks and bites in his armor, little like spare, thinner but spare plates, kind of like shunk into place, and like you see little like sparks of light as like they're welded into the right spot automatically. Very cool. Very cool. Back to the bats. The one swarm against Stefano is an 18 to hit for 3 piercing damage. One swarm against Bell misses. The other swarm against Bell also misses. And the one swarm around Vivian misses.
All right.
All right, Vivian, it's your turn.
Let's swing at them again. 21 to hit.
Yeah, 21 will hit.
For
Ooh.
22 points of damage.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, you kill like 11 bats. Now that they're thinning out, they're much easier to like point out and stab at. Very cool, very cool. That brings us to Bell.
All right. Just gonna cleave at the swarm.
Yeah, go for it. Attack with your mighty glaive.
Ugh, 11.
An 11 unfortunately just misses.
But a 26.
26 will hit, absolutely.
For 14. Oh, damn.
Yeah, you slice a good 7 bats out of the sky, and they fall dead. Looks like it's just one group around you now. And then we got Stefano.
Stefano's gonna go after this swarm right here.
Mm-hmm.
24 for 4.
Oh, yeah. Stefano plows into the bats swirling around you.
Not accurate, or sorry, not super damaging, but it's accurate as hell.
Yeah. You can upgrade that later, maybe. And just as a note for you, Belle, technically the swarm is around Stefano. They're sharing his space, so like you could attack the ones around Stefano as well. They're within your reach.
Okay.
Just so you know.
All right, so like even like technically that one.
Yeah, that swarm right there is actually sharing a space with Stefano.
Got you. Okay.
Just because layering tokens on Roll20 is a pain in the ass and a disaster, so. But cool. But we are back to the bats now. Stefano's swarm, bite at him, that's a 17 to hit. For 8 piercing damage, if that is a successful hit.
Sorry, against Stefano?
Yep, Stefano.
Yeah. You said 8 piercing?
8 piercing.
Oof.
And then against Bell. Ooh, Bell, that's a natural 20 against you.
Ouch.
You take 6 points of piercing damage. And Vivian, your swarm hits you with a 16 for 3 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, uncanny dodge that.
Okay, you take 1 point of piercing damage. Hey, use it.
Right? It's there.
Spam that button. Vivian, we're now up to you.
Yep. Oh, nat 20, baby.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. I'm just gonna say you destroy the swarm surrounding you on a nat 20.
Okay.
You don't even need to roll all that massive, beautiful damage.
Got to hit that one too. Cool. All right.
D6.
Yeah. 66 plus your regular damage, like you would have destroyed them. All right, cool. That brings us to Bell.
All right, we are going to just cleave down again.
All right. Go against these swarms of bats swirling around you.
That's a natural 1.
Oh no.
Oof.
You overextend, and your glaive soars through the bats and sticks into an old rotted chair, and it's stuck.
Oh, shit.
You can make
Pull it free.
you can make a strength check as a bonus action to try to pull it out, but it'll use up your well, no, I'll just say if you roll high enough, it'll just use your bonus action. Otherwise, you're going to have to use your second attack to try to pull it out. If you roll a 17 or higher, you'll only expend a bonus action.
Okay.
Okay.
Strength or athletics?
It can be athletics.
Okay, we'll do athletics.
Yeah.
17.
You pull it out. You only used your bonus action, so you still have your second attack.
13.
13 will hit.
For 9 slashing. I should just let Stefano attack.
Very good. Cool. All right, and it is Stefano's attack turn.
Stefano uses Rend.
Yeah, go for it, Stefano.
15 for 8.
Nice.
There we go.
Very cool. Yeah, Stefano like pounces on these bats swarming you. There's only a few left in the swarm, but it is their turn now. A swarm of bats around Stefano. It's a 16 to hit for 3 piercing damage. And the swarm around Bell, that's a 16 to hit for 1 piercing damage. And Vivian, it is your turn. You can attack the swarm around Bell if you want. They are within your range because they are sharing his space.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'll do that.
You don't have your advantage, though. But if you hit, you'll still get the sneak attack because he's definitely within 5 feet of the enemy.
All right. That works. That's fine. 15?
15 will hit. So go ahead, roll your damage. And you get your sneak attack because he's definitely next to it. Woo!
19.
Yeah, you skewer all the bats and flip some aside with the flat of the blade. The bats are gone. There's only the swarm around Stefano now. And Bell, that's your turn.
Who saved your dog?
Yeah. I'm going to swing at Stefano.
Yeah.
On the bats.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, just for shits, let's do. We're gonna do Booming Blade.
Oh, okay.
So it's a 19 to hit.
That will hit.
So it does the glaive damage, so 6.
Uh-huh.
And then, because I'm 5, I also get... Oh, it rolled a lot of things.
Yeah, so it deals 1 additional thunder damage, and is it 7 if it moves?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Which they are already moving. Wow, I really rolled high with that thunder damage.
Yeah, but I think it moves more than 5 feet. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they probably won't do that, but it still hurt them. But good job. It is now Stefano's turn. So he can rend those around him.
Yeah, he's gonna start swinging.
Right?
With his, like, little corgi paws.
Yeah, just kind of batting them down.
Ugh, 10.
A 10, unfortunately, will miss.
So he's rolling higher damage, but lower accuracy.
He can't reach.
The
It's just a corgi.
the swarm misses him, so it's Vivian's turn.
All right, let me step in to help. Uh, Bell. Oh, I'm sorry, not Bell. Stefano.
Yeah, you'd have to be within 5 feet of him. Cool. Yeah, stab.
Nice.
24 will hit. And your sneak attack.
21 points of damage.
Nice, very good. Bunch of bats. Hurt. Go flying. Bell.
I'm just gonna swing again.
Go for it.
Because the booming blade failed me.
Yep.
That's failing me even more. 10.
Oh, 10 will miss,
Second
unfortunately.
swing. 26.
That'll land, yeah.
For 15.
Nice.
Max
Wow.
damage.
Oh yeah. Like there's like a couple of bats swarming
Nice.
left. Stefano's turn.
Come on, Stefano. All big money, no whammies.
Yeah.
Rend. Nope.
Unfortunately, he just
10
misses.
damage, but
Yep, just barely misses. The bats are looking. There's like 2 bats left, and they're just out of spite now going to attempt to bite Stefano, which they do. 18 for 3 points of piercing damage. And Vivian, that's your turn.
Teeth broke.
All right, let's finish this. 21.
Yeah, you destroy the swarm. They fall dead. The last few bats go and go flying and splattering, and it is quiet in the house as you lay amongst a sea of dead bats. And that is where we will take our break.
Nice.
Yeah, so good job. We will be right back. Everybody. We're just going to take a quick 5-minute little bio break, and then we will be back. Enjoy a short rest. See ya. Hello, everyone. We are back. Thanks for hanging with us as we took a little bio break and took care of some stuff. Hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about our friends and some character slides. But yeah, so where we will pick up is where we left off. Our friends here have just defeated a bunch of bats that swarmed out and around. So after getting attacked by a fireplace and then swarmed by bats as a result of that, it seems like it is quiet once again here in Fane Hall. Looking around this room, beyond the way you came in, there are also two closed doors that you can see that lead off somewhere.
The ones in the corner?
Yep, there seems to be one in the far wall and one in the wall opposite of the fireplace here. So there's a door here and a door down here.
Oh shit, hold on. I just want to look something up.
Are you okay, by the way?
I'm fine. Stefano's pretty beat up. I'm actually looking something up for that.
Yeah, you can, if you have mending, you can cast it on him and he will regain hit points from it.
Oh, that's literally what I was looking up because it wasn't in the character sheet. Okay. If you don't mind giving me a couple of minutes, and I'm gonna just actually, if I can, I think mending's a 1 minute.
So,
Yeah, it's 1 minute. I'm gonna need a couple of minutes, and I just go
Of
over and I
course.
put a hand on Stefano's head, and I'm just gonna start mending him and casting it until he's back at full.
yeah.
I've always wondered why you didn't get yourself a real dog, but you proved useful in this fight.
He's a good boy. Isn't he, Stefano? I'm gonna scratch under his chin.
Yeah, it regains 2d6 hit points every time you scritch and scratch it.
Getting lots of scratches and scratches.
Yeah, he nuzzles against you and makes clanking robotic noises, but not actual woofs. Yeah, and you spend, we'll say you spend a good 5 minutes and he's up to full health. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's a cantrip. You can spam it, so whatever. So you just give him pets and adorations, and in doing so, you see little arcs of energy just kind of mold or weld together the seams that have torn, and little internal gears whirl and replace various parts, and you can hear them knitting together in weird ways. You hear wires retightening. It's fascinating, but hey, it works. And Stefano is back at full health.
Alright. Do we want to press on? I hope there's not more bats. That was quite exhausting.
Certainly hope that's the worst of it. Which door would you rather choose?
Do you really want me to eeny miny mow the doors? Use that strong police instinct you have.
I mean, I was hoping this would be a learning experience for you. That you can draw on your instincts. You know, don't think of me as a babysitter. Think of me as a teacher, a mentor.
Okay, Auntie. Can I investigate the doors to see if there's anything more that's gonna shoot out at me?
Absolutely. Make an investigation check.
No. That is a natural one.
So the door is a door, and it seems like it probably leads somewhere really interesting. Even if it's old, all these doors are old and badly made, but this door leads to treasures untold. It's just
Dear God.
something about it.
I like this door.
Then this door it is. Let's open it.
Open the door.
All right, cool. You enter what appears to be a privy.
Oh, thank God. I run inside.
Cool. You run over, and by the way, this toilet is really well made. It's a nice porcelain, and it has a couple jewels encrusted on it. And as soon as you sit down, or
No, I'm standing up. I'm just peeing.
are you just peeing? Well, as soon as you get there, a pseudopod whoosh, rips out from the toilet and smacks you for. Actually, it manages to. Actually, you manage to avoid it.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Because it rolled a 14. So yeah, this pseudopod just like whips out at you, and it's like and you kind of sprinkle a little bit everywhere. But I'm gonna need you to roll some initiative as the basin you were just peeing in starts sprouting teeth, and the lid starts sprouting teeth, and tendrils start rising up from it. You have encountered the dreaded toilet mimic.
Sorry, did you close the door behind you when you ran in, or?
No.
Okay.
So the dreaded toilet mimic has appeared.
Of course, the first time I actually use a bathroom in a D&D game is a fucking mimic.
So we'll just put you right there.
Oh, wait, where's Stefano? He would have been close by.
Yeah, I will say Stefano would have like been sniffing around the corner there. That's fine. But there's indeed now. Whoops. A mimic has appeared. A dreaded toilet mimic.
Incredible.
Yeah, you like the toilet mimic?
So much.
This.
I'm never going to use the bathroom again in a D&D game.
Nobody picked this name. It hurt when you used the rip word. Okay, did you roll initiative, Belle?
Now I did.
Glorious.
12.
Fantastic. All right. Well, Vivian, you're up first. The mimic got its surprise round on your nephew, and you just hear as you're not really sure what's going on, but something's happening in the bathroom.
I'm sorry, that's a rug right there?
This is actually a large bathtub.
It's also a mimic.
It's a large, like, standing shower kind of deal.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll be right out here then instead. And I'll pull out my my crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
As a free action, I'll call out to my nephew. Rule number 3: don't ever get caught with your pants down in any situation, ever. Bonus action, I'll try to figure out its weaknesses.
All right, go for it.
So let me pull out my insight check against it. 16. Against it.
It looked like a toilet. It's very hard to read.
Interesting. Let's fire a crossbow bolt at it.
Yeah.
11.
An 11 will not hit, unfortunately.
Aim. All right.
All right. That brings us to Belle.
Bella is just like clutching, the front of his pants.
Yeah.
Going to disengage out of the bathroom.
Yep.
And close the door.
Okay, you close the door. Very cool. Yeah.
It's just step right there.
Yep, that's totally fine. You close the door. Bonk.
Is this a bookshelf or a book case?
It's a case. It's like about waist high.
Okay. I couldn't push that down in front of the door because I've already used my action, right?
Correct.
Okay.
To disengage. Cool.
Free action, zip my fly.
I will allow that.
Okay.
Yes, I will not shame you. Cool. A moment goes by and nothing happens. It does not seem the creature is interested in pursuing anybody.
Okay.
So we can drop initiative.
I'm just gonna like throw the bookcase down in front of the door.
Yep, that is totally doable.
Well,
Well, I hope you learned something here today.
I got to pee a little bit at least.
I will open this door that I'm in front of.
All right. You open that door and you see a fairly empty little like service hallway.
I enter the service hallway.
Yeah. It's got a boarded up window and another door.
What do I see outside that window?
Nothing.
Is it the backyard? The front yard?
It's boarded over.
Oh, boarded up. I missed that first word. All right. I will. Can I hear anything beyond this door?
Make a perception check.
Perception. 15.
You listen closely. And you think you hear a light bit of like metal touching metal. Like a small clank. Or clang.
I'll whisper, be on guard. And then I will open the door with authority.
All right. Boom! The door gets slammed open.
Then I step inside, guns blazing.
And you enter in. You enter into what is obviously a kitchen. There is a big stove over on one side. There's like a used table. Like it's got a bunch of rusty knives on it, like old kitchen knives. What's your passive perception, Vivian?
Just a second. Passive perception, 18.
Cool. You see some moldy old sacks that were probably full of flour at one point. Now they look pretty moth-eaten and just spilled and rotted and gross. One of these cabinets over here seems to have a weird bulge in the door. As though it's like barely staying closed.
Interesting. I'll turn to my nephew and his pet dog. Draw your weapons out. I'm gonna open that kitchen cabinet over there with a weird bulge coming out. And if it's bad, I want you to shoot at it.
I don't have anything to shoot, but sure.
No, take one of those kitchen knives and just throw it at it.
Well, I have this, and like I just have my glaive, which has reach.
That works too. Follow me. All right, so I'm going to step off to the side here a bit.
Yeah.
Wait, where's Stefano? Stefano will go right in front. Wait, which cabinet is it?
Is it like right in the middle?
Yeah, it's like right in the middle here.
All right.
Okay.
Well, Stefano will like position himself.
Same, yeah. I will reach over. And with authority, open the door.
Cool. You open the cupboard and poof! Flour explodes out. I need both of you to make dexterity saving throws. Actually, and Stefano.
Even though I was off to the side when that happened?
Yep, it bursts out and just poof, it's a big 10-foot radius. You're all in it.
Dexterity saving throw?
Yep.
Oh no.
Classic. Classic. Saving throws. Dex. Yep.
Something's wrong.
Classic.
Oh no.
This is about right.
Yeah. When you two were like pretty much
Oh
in
wow.
front of it.
Yeah.
So Vivian, you are covered
Yeah.
in flour,
Uh-huh.
but you are not blinded.
Okay.
However, Stefano and Belle are blinded with two natural ones. Wow. I feel like I should punish you more for that, but I'm not going to. And I need, and at this poof of explosion and fire, you hear clanking and clanking. And Vivian, you see the kitchen knives begin to rattle and they fly up into the air. And you see something pop out of the stove on the far side of the room. I need everyone to roll initiative. Stefano and Belle, your initiative. You're blinded, so who knows?
I mean, part of the I at least like I don't know. Stefano has the vigilant defender.
What does that do?
The defender can't be surprised.
It's not surprised. It's
Oh, okay.
blinded.
Okay.
The surprise round was the flower trap. Um,
Oh, okay.
so both of you just can't see anything.
Wait, so if it was a flower trap, if that was the surprise, I probably wouldn't do anything with an 11.
No.
Okay.
Ba, ba, ba. Oops. Wow.
Well, isn't this a good time? Attacked by bats. Attacked by a toilet. Now attacked by flour and kitchen knives. And what is that?
Yeah, and well, Vivian, what you see,
Mhm.
you see a little figure. Don't need that anymore. Made up of like smoke and like air, pop out of the stove here, like out of a couple of the like the burners. They just kind of poof pop up, and they're like, and yeah. You can make a uh, either Arcana or nature check if you want to see if you can figure out what they are.
I mean, they're both not that great, but yeah. If only those numbers were switched around. All right, so 10.
There's some kind of weird air sooty smoke creature. Who's to say exactly what they are?
Right.
But um, uh, did you roll initiative, Belle?
Oh my god, why can't I do this tonight? Christ.
No worries.
10.
Great. So the knives will go first because they're right next to you, and they will attack the nearest things to them. So they just fly over, and one is going to attack Belle, and the other is going to attack Stefano here. Because you're right there. So they have advantage because they cannot be seen by you. The first attack is an 18 to hit for 2 piercing damage against Belle, and then a 20 to hit Stefano for 5 piercing damage. Bell, you're going to be blind for 2 rounds, and Stefano is blind for 3 rounds.
Jesus. Okay.
And these smoke entities swirl over towards Vivian and are going to try to claw you with an 11 to hit and with a 10 to hit. So they both miss you.
Right.
That brings us to Bell.
So I am going to try to swing at the thing that's attacking me.
Yeah, go for it. Make an attack at disadvantage.
I think that's the button. Oh, still a 20.
Yeah, that will hit.
For 6.
Very nice. Yeah, you feel your glaive thunk something in the air, and you swing wildly on the second attack. And you hit something on your wild swing, and you hear a clank. And Stefano takes 3 points of damage.
Yeah. That's just cruel.
Nat ones, baby. Nat ones.
So many nat ones tonight. Like, Jesus.
It really has been, yeah.
It's sad but true.
And I think like 99% of them have been on my end.
But it's Stefano's turn now.
Stefano's just gonna start swiping his little corky paws.
Yeah, disadvantage. Go for it.
For a 10 for 5.
A 10 will not hit, unfortunately. Vivian, that brings us to you. You see these 2 like rusty kitchen knives like flying at Stefano and your nephew, but these 2 smoke creatures have like gotten all up in your business and tried clawing at you, but you've been able to dodge them.
I'm trying to grab some insight into them, so I rolled a 12 here.
Okay, so which one?
Against their deception. The one right in front of me, I guess.
Cool. Yeah. You can definitely read his movements very easily.
Right, okay.
So yeah, so that's great.
Yes, that's amazing. Let's do it then. Rapier attack. 27.
Oh, 27 will hit. Yes, absolutely.
For 16 points of damage.
Ooh, girl. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. 16 points of damage it is.
Okay.
Yeah, that guy goes, ow! As you stab him. He makes this weird noise like boiling, like burning fire and like ash and charcoal. It's a weird noise, but he makes it nonetheless. Very cool. The kitchen knives here are going to attempt to take out their prey. They still have advantage. Oof, that's a 21 on Bell for 5 piercing, and a 15 on Stefano for 3 piercing.
The one on Stefano misses.
Does it? I thought his armor class was 15.
I thought he was 16. Oh wait, no, I'm 16. Jesus Christ. This is what happens. I haven't had enough D&D lately.
No
he
worries.
takes 3 piercing?
He takes 3, yep. These smoky, airy creatures. The one that you just stabbed
Right.
roils itself up and breathes a cone of smoldering ash.
Rose.
Yeah. Uh, all three of you are actually in range of this. I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw. Yeah.
Roll a 17.
Great, cool. And actually, Stefano and Bell, it doesn't matter if you make it, because you're blinded anyway. It's only a blinding effect.
Oh,
So Vivian is not blinded by the thing. However, the other one does attempt to claw at you. That is an 18 to hit for 4 slashing damage.
Uncanny dodge.
For
2 damage.
down to 2. That brings us to Bell.
all right. Am I still blind?
Yep, until the end of your turn.
Oh, okay. Val is going to just place his hand on his chest and cast a Cure Wounds
Very good, very good, very good.
for 9.
Excellent. And then Stefano.
Stefano is going to claw wildly at the, I don't know, just at a knife. He's blind.
Yep, make an attack at disadvantage.
13?
Does not hit anything, unfortunately. But at the end of your turn, Bell, you are no longer blinded. You managed to get the last bit of flour out of your eyes and blink, and you think maybe I should wear the goggles on my head instead of just
I wasn't
making a
expecting
fashion statement.
flour.
No one ever expects the flour trap in the kitchen.
It's true.
Great job, Vivian.
All right. Same target.
Yeah,
Whew,
good thing you had the
21 hit.
advantage.
right. Yeah. 21 points of damage.
Yeah. So this thing, it looks like you stab it through the heart and it goes, "Roar!" And as it does so, it dissipates, and a like cloud of dark ash extends from around where it once was. So you are currently covered in a cloud of ash and cannot see anything. But you killed it.
Interesting. Okay.
It was like in the throes of death, it just exploded into this ash. Do you want to do anything else? Like move out of the ash?
Yeah, I'll try. Like, because I can't see, do I move in a random direction? Do I have to roll for it? Do I just go where I want to go?
Yeah. Just roll a d20.
18?
Yeah, you can feel the cabinet next to you, so you know if you back up, you'll at least be headed backwards.
All right, so I'll do that. So 5 and 10. I guess I can just be up to there.
Yeah. Very cool. All right. The knives will continue to attack their targets. The first one is no longer at advantage, but that's still a natural 20. For 6 piercing damage against Bell. And then a 17 against Stefano for 5 points of piercing damage.
Alright.
You see the Other smoky creature shoot out towards Vivian and make some claw attacks. That's a 20 to hit for 6 slashing damage.
Right. Uncanny dodge.
Reduced to 3. And Bell.
All right.
You can see this kitchen knife flying right next to you here.
That's a nice knife.
Yeah.
I'd like to swing at the knife.
Go for it.
Not gonna hit it.
Well, you're not at disadvantage anymore, so that's good.
Oh, 23.
23
Nice.
hits, yeah.
For 9 slashing.
Yeah, you smack it and it goes flying through the air and it hits the wall and breaks in half. It is
Haha!
disanimated.
I swing at the other knife.
Yeah, do it. Wind up on the backswing.
Great.
Another 23. Jeez, you're good with this thing.
For another 9.
Another 9. Yeah. Very
The
cool.
computer's trying to apologize to me.
Very cool. And then we have Stefano.
I don't think he's blinded anymore, is he?
He is blinded until the end of this turn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's just gonna rend at either of the things next to him.
Which thing?
Uh,
I would say this thing is flying through the air, so he doesn't know about that one. He knows
Okay.
something else has been swirling around, sticking him.
okay, yeah, then we'll go for that one.
Cool. Attack at disadvantage.
19 for 6.
So Stefano's getting stuck by this thing, and he can't see, so he just like brings up both paws and goes, and in doing so manages to catch the knife and bring it down on the ground and just go, and you hear the knife break and shatter. And it is dead. And at the end of that turn, Stefano manages to use his paws to wipe the last bit of flour off of his ocular devices.
There's windshield wipers.
Oh, okay. They get the last bit of stuck up flour off of him. Very cool. Vivian.
Cool. I'll do my bonus action. Get insight on this creature.
Yeah.
So I rolled a 14.
All right. It's hard to read on this one. He's tricky, this one.
Oh, this one learns. Okay. Swing my sword at it. 24.
24 will hit.
Just without the advantage. But hey, 13.
13.
She's still pretty good.
But your nephew is within
Max
5
damage.
feet of it, so
And the
Oh,
Stefano.
that's right. Yeah. Sorry.
you don't get the advantage, but you still hit. So that is
5.
25 points of piercing damage. You're an old pro at this. Like, you know how to deal with these kinds of disturbing creatures. You just be like, this is a fucking infestation, and you just jab out your rapier and stab it right through the center of its body, and it looks at you and goes, "Rah!" and explodes into a tube of ash and darkness, and you are both blinded again as this ash cloud just takes the place where once a creature existed.
Let's get a step out of that ash cloud.
Yeah, I'll make my way out somehow too.
Easy enough to do.
Um,
After about a minute, the ash settles and is done.
So we're all standing there with a mix of flour and ash.
And a little blood.
And a little bit of blood. Can I make a history check to see if this place was owned by Kevin McAllister? like the kid from Home Alone. Like,
Sure, go for it. I'll allow that. Yeah.
seriously, it feels like I'm in a Home Alone house. 11.
With an 11, you're not sure, but somebody definitely lived here at one point.
Excuse me. I will do a investigation check in the room. See if there's anything else of note or value.
Yeah. Go for it.
15.
Cool. Yeah, poking around, you do find 4 more doors in the room.
Or more issues.
This door here appears to be like boarded up and nailed over. It was probably a rear exit at some point, but it's boarded up. There's another door here, and a door here, and a door down here. They both appear to be just like regular rotted kind of doorways. There's a wall rack of a bunch of old pans, most of which appear to be rusted over and like not in good shape at all. The stove looks like looks like if you look inside, it looks like it's got like a nest or something in there. Probably what those 2 little creatures were using as like a home for whatever reason. That is what you find in this room.
Do you have a preference as to which door? I don't like any of these doors personally.
Let's open this one here, closest to the stove.
Cool. You open the door, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. As you hear a loud bang and a bright flash goes off.
I don't like this house. Oh.
Nat 20,
Ooh,
baby.
Nat 20 on the saving throw. Good job. As you open the door, you hear the bang and the flash, and you instinctively know what this is. This is a flashbang grenade, and it just, or the equivalent of it anyway, and it just goes off, and you manage to shield yourself from it, and phew, you are not blinded for the next hour. You are not blinded and deafened for the next hour, so good job. But looking inside the room, it appears to be a pantry of some kind.
Who the fuck puts a bomb in a pantry?
Yep.
Kevin McAllister. Now, I will go inside and just inspect it real quick.
Yeah, looking around, it is a lot of just empty boxes and crates that have been like broken open. You see evidence of like rats having chewed through various bags and boxes and like nests and that kind of stuff. Broken barrels. It's very much like you would imagine an emptied out ancient pantry to be.
Okay. I'll step out. Nothing in there. Move down. And I will inspect the next door first before opening it.
Okay.
While Auntie is doing this, can I be bending my dog?
Yeah. You can at this point you can probably get like 2 mendings out of it.
Okay.
Because she spent some time investigating that room. Looking at this door, it doesn't appear to be locked. With a 13, it does not appear to be
Booby-trapped.
Booby-trapped. It doesn't appear like there's anything nefarious to this door.
I don't like that door.
I will turn to them and say, maybe just in case, step off to the side.
Duly noted.
And I will open the door.
You open the door and are immediately hit by the darkness coming from a stairwell that leads down.
I didn't want to go downstairs.
Yep.
That's how they do it in every good horror movie, right? They go into the basement.
Let's go into the basement.
The darkness hits you very hard as you go down. Luckily, you have those goggles of night vision.
Goggles. Yep.
And as you descend, you look at the wall and you find something carved in it.
What do I find? Is it a key?
No, it's a name.
Kevin McAllister was here.
No, it's initials. It looks like initials and then like a last name. It's IVS. Got it. Was here.
Is that name familiar to me at all?
Yeah.
Does it look like a type of like a type of graffiti, like one of those punk kids just came in and tagged the place real quick?
Probably at some point, yeah. But you just look at it. IVS got it. IVS got it. Ives got it. It's hard to be sure.
Must be a, I don't know, nickname of some sort.
Yeah.
Well, ain't that something?
A moniker, perhaps. Cool. So you descend into the basement. Which, let me give you your night vision. You descend into the basement. In here, there are spider webs and dust and debris and like broken crates and casks and boxes and kegs. Go ahead, make a perception check as you all come down here.
Perceptify.
Yeah.
5.
18.
Very cool. So, Belle, you're looking around. I mean, you don't see much. It's just a basement and a cellar. There's no sign of anything. Vivian, as you are scanning the corners of the room, because you know where stuff is likely to be hiding, you see massive, massive nests of, like, rats. Like, you think there's probably a lot of rats down here.
Should go back upstairs.
I hear this and I nod yes.
Yeah. The bats fucked us up a bunch.
All right.
Let's slowly, stealthily sneak back out.
All right.
Yeah.
So you slowly back out of the cellar, returning to the kitchen.
We can always come back to that room later if need be.
I hope we don't need to.
That leaves
Perhaps,
one other.
perhaps
right?
indeed, this IVS got it. This Ives got it. Knew something about these rats or was involved in them, because there were a lot down there, like massive rat nests. So hundreds of rats probably were down there.
Interesting.
Let's go try that other door back in the stairwell room.
Well, there's
Oh, what
one.
about this door here?
There is one more door here.
I thought you
Yeah.
said that goes to the exit. Or oh no, it's right here,
No,
right?
this one here. Yeah, just that one there. So let me check it first for traps.
Yep. Go for it. You begin checking the seams. It's an old
11.
rotten door. You do not find any indication that it is trapped or harmful in any way.
Let's open it.
I'm just gonna take another
Okay.
step back.
Yep. You open what appears to be another service hallway. It's got a boarded up window in it and a closed door.
Let's go down to that door. I will again inspect it.
Yeah.
25.
It is not trapped at all.
Right. Let's open it then.
All right. You open the door and see what appears to be a dining room.
I don't like it.
Yeah, are there any table knives I should be aware of?
So you enter, and you begin looking at the table setting, and suddenly, the room is filled
Yes.
with the ghosts of people. You see people having a good time, drinking, sitting at the table, dining. You see couples dancing to a piece of music that you can hear from hundreds of years ago. And you just see them totally ignoring you and your nephew, but they are dancing and swirling and dining and laughing. That
Did
is what
they
you see.
see me though?
If they do, they are ignoring you at this moment.
Do I hear any actual bits of conversation, or is it all
It's all kind of
garbled?
far away and gargled. The only thing you really hear is like room chatter, that kind of incoherent babble of people talking over each other. And above it all, an ancient song, like kind of a waltzy music that's just people are dancing to in one corner. And they are swirling and totally ignoring you. They are dressed as though they are from hundreds of years ago.
Do any of the people stick out in either manner or dress or maybe
Make an
the way
investigation
they're
check.
24?
You take a moment, Vivian, and you stare at all of these things, looking for some semblance of something out of place. And then you realize they're all out of place. It's an illusion. These things are not really here. These ghosts do not exist. This is an illusion designed to make you think these people are here and these ghosts are dancing and dining.
Son of a gun. Do I see a source of this illusion?
Looking around, you don't. You can make an Arcana check.
$14?
In your years on the force, you've heard of illusion magic and you've experienced some, like minor illusions, people pretending to look like other people, but you don't recall anyone ever using this sort of fake illusion scene.
Is it something I would have known about?
You can make an Arcana check.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll definitely point this out to Elqarim and see if he can help with pinpointing the source of this.
Yeah.
26.
So, Belle, as you look into it and you give this a thought, being told that it is an illusion, you realize that there is a spell that allows you to create a complex illusion that can be triggered in a variety of ways, including by people opening a room. So this might be just an illusion spell cast upon the room itself, designed to trigger when people enter it.
There's some sort of spells that can be laid down as a prank, but if this one triggers multiple times, either somebody's setting it up every day, or it's just permanently implanted in the room.
Do you think the wizard Thessaly planted this as a test?
I couldn't say. I'm not really skilled in how to trace magic back to a certain individual. It's not where my talents lie.
Something to consider later on. But in the meantime, let's see if we can find anything in this room.
Sure.
Aside from the ghost.
Stefano, investigate.
Stefano begins sniffing around, which doesn't do very much because he doesn't really have an olfactory sensor yet.
Right, it's just being cute.
Yep.
Team.
But he's trying his best to do what Belle tells him to do.
Just for shits.
Yeah. Looking around, there is a fireplace in this room. It's old and dusty, and you know that the blue fire that is emanating it is just part of the illusion. And as you are spending a few minutes looking around, the illusion fades away. It was there for about 5 or 10 minutes or so. So you think it might have like a programmed duration, like it runs and then it resets.
Okay.
Opening the various cupboards and looking at things, there's nothing of real interest here other than the illusion itself.
And no other doors in this room, right?
Nope. The only other
Except for this
doorway
opening.
is the big opening here, which you think probably leads back to the main entry hall.
Hey, I see. Okay. And okay, so we can either go back downstairs or explore the upstairs.
Upstairs.
Yeah, it has rats. Yeah, let's go upstairs.
Hopefully upstairs doesn't have bats.
Cool.
Yeah, same thing. I suppose just look to the left.
Cool. So as you head on up the stairs, I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Jesus Christ. Yes, Stefano.
Oh man. Vivian does not like stairs.
Oh
She's
no.
winded.
So Stefano got a 6.
No, that's his intelligence.
Oh, that's his.
That was him
Got a
sniffing.
16. Nice. Cool. So Stefano does not succumb to. As you walk up the stairs, Stefano does not succumb to the grease trap that explodes.
Evan?
And the two of you, Vivian and Belle, you both slip and fall prone and then tumble down the stairs. Each of you taking 3 points of bludgeoning damage, rolling down the stairs as you fall prone on your backs. Ow!
Ow.
Just
While
both groaning
Stefano
on the floor.
spins around and looks at you and goes, clank, clank.
I don't want to hear it, Stefano. You have a low center of gravity.
His ears go.
Are you okay? My back.
My hips.
You are able to get yourselves up and move, then carefully through and around and head upstairs. The trap having greased its grease, so.
All right. Let's try that again.
Bottom
Slowly.
stair or top stair? Well, at least
Top stair. Top stair. Well,
I investigate the stairs.
Yeah, go for it. They
24.
The rest of the stairs seem perfectly safe and fine. But
Stefano,
as you look over at the big slop of grease, you do notice that some of the grease is beginning to like run between the cracks in the floorboards, and you can now see like an arcane rune crudely etched into the floorboards. And it's got the little symbol of a raven next to it. Or a crow, maybe.
Spooky.
When you say spooky, the little rune vanishes.
Son of a bitch.
I feel like having cooked bird tonight. Stefano, up the stairs.
All right, you're going to the left?
This way.
All right. Let's check it out. All right. You make your way up the stairs. You see a big set of double doors over here, a door here, and a hallway leading off this way.
I will first investigate this door.
All right, go for it.
Can I help him?
Yeah, you can
Get
give him
some,
advantage.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Not that it did much! Double twos!
It is a closed door.
It looks like a door. I'm going to turn the doorknob a little bit. Does it open in or out?
It opens in.
So like you push it?
Yep. Kind of like a
Alright,
bedroom.
so I'm gonna turn the doorknob slightly. I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna tell Stefano, open that door, please. He's just gonna like nudge it open with his nose.
Yeah, he goes up and goes, "Pow." And it goes on rusty hinges.
What do you see, boy?
He looks up at you and goes, clank.
Safe?
Stand behind him. What do I see?
Looking in to this room, Vivian, you see a room covered in blood. You see blood is spattered across the walls. You see it's actually dripping from the ceiling and running down the walls in little rivulets. You see pools on the ground and bits dripping off of the rotted ancient bed, and the bed itself is soaked in blood. And across on the far wall, you can see a message written in common in the blood, or using blood in like a shaky hand. It says, "Beware Dexter."
Spooky. Should I close the door?
Not yet. And I step in with authority and investigate with authority.
Make an investigation check as the blood pools around your shoes in the rotted old carpet.
That's gross.
18.
And it doesn't bother you because once again you realize all this blood is an illusion.
Fake. An illusion. Someone's trying to scare us. I step back out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the blood is fake, but this Dexter character, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Double doors or the hallway.
Hallway.
I was going to say hallway. Double doors means really big room. Let's check out the hallway.
Stefano, go down the hallway. Oh, never mind. Vivian already went.
He trots along. Looking down, you see the hallway branches yet again, but you do see two doors. One right next to you and one a little farther down.
All right. Let me go down here first.
Yep.
Okay. And that's
Yeah, and you see another door on the other side.
All right. Since I'm here, let's investigate this door. And if it's good, we'll open it. 19?
Great. Sorry. Cool. Looking at this door, it appears to be a normal door, but it does look like there is a wire on the underside of the door as you look under the crack. Like a tripwire.
Yeah, let's take care of that. Let's see, where is it?
Thieves' tools.
Thieves' tools, which I guess is like sleight of hand, right?
Yep, sleight of hand.
Oh no!
Oh no!
So you go in and expertly attempt to undo this trap, to disarm this trap. And you go, aha, as you snip the wire. And then you hear a loud crash, bang, boom, and as the door busts off its hinges and a bunch of boxes and broken shelving collapses out on you, bludgeoning into you for 10 points of bludgeoning damage as you are hit by the door and all the debris that falls out, or all the debris that falls out of this closet or this storage room. And you find yourself covered in shelving and ancient moldy towels and linens.
Oh Lord.
I don't take it that you have another one of those cure wound spells on you, because that hurt a lot.
I do, but just in case, I would rather save my magic. Do you just want to take a break?
Let's take a break.
Take a short rest?
Sure. So you kind of settle yourselves down in this hallway, which seems to be pretty safe for the moment anyway. You can use some of these old ancient linens to,
That's right.
make it a little more comfortable. They smell kind of bad. They're moth-eaten, but whatever. You can go ahead and spend hit dice as you spend an hour resting. You could also have cast Mending on Stefano during this time. So
Okay.
if he needs any more heals, he can get some.
Do you just want me to put him back up to max? It's only 6 points.
Yeah, that's fine. That's like maybe 2 castings. So very cool. So the hour goes up, and you are feeling better, a little more well rested. And there are 2 doors in this hallway. One to Belle's back, and one a little back down the hall.
I would investigate this one right behind me.
Yeah, go for it.
$26.
Cool. The door itself does not appear to be trapped in any way, nor is it locked or secured. But you do see that, like, underneath the door, there's like a lot of dust in the room.
I pull, like, my shirt that's underneath my armor up over my nose, and I pull my goggles down.
Good to know. Yeah.
And I push open the door.
All right. You push open the door and find a dusty, cobweb-strewn, ancient bedroom.
I walk into the bedroom.
Cool. You walk into the bedroom, and as you begin looking around, you hear chittering and chattering as 4 creatures poof, 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 rise up out of the dust itself, as though they had been there the whole time and you couldn't see them. And they begin flying and swirling around you. And as they go to attack, that's where we will end tonight's episode of Nuuli Forged presents The Tomb of Kelinar.
Well, definitely feel like I'm in Home Alone.
Good job, everyone. Like, you got way farther than I thought you would get on the first one.
That's a lot of... I don't think I've ever rolled that many investigation checks in, like, one sitting.
You're investigating a house, so, you know.
I know, and I just don't trust anything anymore.
Fair.
Once the toilet attacked me, I was done.
The toilet mimic is the cruelest mimic of them all.
Literally, in all of my years of D&D, that is the first time I've actually, like, oh, my character's gonna use the toilet. Like, when I see it was a fucking mimic.
The one and only time.
Yeah.
Beware the toilet mimic, for you never know when it will be a mimic.
God.
In the most uncomfortable of moments. Literally caught with your pants down.
I mean,
Yeah.
good thing you didn't sit on it.
I know, right? Yeah.
I mean, because you rushed right into it.
Yeah. I got to give it to you. I was like, I was not expecting that. I got to give it to you. I was like, wow. I thought like the fact that it like made itself pretty by being made of like nice materials and having making it look like it had jewels on it. But oof.
Nah, my character needed to pee, because we were walking for hours.
You were. Although Sungrace definitely has like those public urinals like in Amsterdam that are just, you know, like stalls in the middle of the road.
No.
Wow.
I've never traveled, so I don't know.
Oh, well, it's a thing. It's very convenient. Because a lot of drinking goes on in Amsterdam.
Much.
But yeah. Great job, guys. I hope that you have enjoyed us this little adventure here so far. I'm loving the dynamic. I'm loving the new characters. I'm loving Stefano.
He's such a good boy.
He is a good boy. Well, why don't
Just
we go
wait, I have
around?
a prize for Stefano.
Prize for Stefano. Thank you, everyone who joined us this evening, who joined us to watch. Thank you, Jurassic. Thank you, I've Got It. Thank you, Nobody. And thank you to Boss LAX Direct for for following last week while we were taking a week off. So thank you very much for doing that. We now have 89 followers here on Twitch, which is awesome. Let's go around, say our goodbyes as I figure out who we shall bless with a raid this evening. Let's start right below me with Mike, or with Vivian, I should say.
Vivian/Mike, that's me. Thank you for watching. Definitely has been fun playing a character that's more talkative. So hope I did well. And I'll be back again next week. So catch us then.
Cool, I dig it. And then we got Tanner. Or
Tanner.
Bell, Elqarim, Bell. I don't know. What am I calling you? Bell?
Yeah, just because Elqarim can be hard. I'm Tanner. I've been playing Elqarim. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. And our absurd amount of investigation checks because I don't trust fucking shit anymore.
Well, thank you for that. And I have been Jared, your humble dungeon master. Thank you so much for joining us. If you want to keep up to date with all of our shenanigans, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube and Facebook at Nuuli Forged. And if you would like to listen to myself on a podcast, you can check out Mid-Level Adventurers on all podcast platforms. That is a podcast I do with Matt, who is currently traveling. It's a fun one. We talk about D&D stuff. So check that out. And give us a subscription on YouTube as well if you're watching on YouTube. Because if we get 100 YouTube subscribers, we get the vanity URL Nuuli Forged, which that would be pretty dope. Instead of just a bunch of random strings and letters and numbers. So yeah, thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed the first episode of the Tomb of Kelinar. I've been writing this module based off of a similar adventure we had in one of my home campaigns a few years back. So I hope that it is interesting and enjoyable to everybody. I've got it. Thank you for being an amazing moderator. Thank you for being you. We're gonna raid some Yo Skylar Seymour because he's a fun guy. He's a D&D nerd, and he's just fun. I don't think he's playing. I think Pokemon right now, but whatever. It's all good. So we will see you back here next week for episode 2 of the Tomb of Kelinar. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night. Be safe. Be kind to one another. Make sure you vote this year. It's very important. We love you all. Have a good night.
Bye. See you next week.
Peace.